Hi guys, this is the Audiofool, and for today, we're doing part 2 of Do Cables Matter, and we're going to try speaker cables this time. This is part 2 of Do Cables Matter, where I test out different speaker cables in my listening room to judge for myself if it's worth spending more. In part 1, I covered interconnects, so if you haven't watched that video yet, please do so after this one. This is a difficult subject, but I do believe that the best way to convince someone is for themselves to hear it. So for these science versus magic debates, my stance is that I should at least try it at the least cost possible, so that's what I did in this video. I compared speaker cables from Monoprice. A 12 gauge you can buy in 50 feet reels for about $26 or roughly 50 cents per feet. In this case, 4 meters length and terminated in banana plugs in one end and hooks on the other, which is what I use for vintage amps. An 8 feet 11 gauge DIY silver plated cable terminated with silver plated banana plugs and cost me something like about $60 for everything. An 8 feet Zoo Audio Libtec silver plated 8 gauge equivalent that cost something like $525 when it first came out. A 5 feet pure silver 5N 20 gauge in Teflon tubes DIY and probably cost around $120. And finally, from one of the more popular cable brands in the UK, Chord Shawline, which is a thickly shielded 16 gauge silver plated cable unterminated for about 200 pounds and terminated in silver plated almost pure copper banana plugs. The testing methodology is the same as with the interconnect testing. For the first test, I listen to my test tracks, then swap cables, then listen to the test tracks, then swap cables again. For the second test, I put different cables on the left and the right speaker and put the blue sound node in mono output, listen about a feet away from the left speaker, then the right speaker, swap cables, then listen to the left speaker and right speaker. For the first test, I try out the Monoprice versus my DIY 11 gauge silver plated sleeved and twisted cables. Using a single age ear, the results were the same and I don't hear any difference. Doing the test with different cables on the left and the right show the same thing. This is quite interesting because it means that 1. You can have different lengths and still sound the same, and 2. You can have different terminations, spade or banana plug, this weird hook, and I still have the same sound. So I guess home theater installers were right all along. Next, I compared the Monoprice with the $500 Zoo Audio Libtec, where Zoo Audio claims that if you like the sound and timbre of your system but you're looking for increased top-to-bottom resolution with improved stereophonic recreation and possibly increased dynamics and texture, Libtec is your solution. But in using the age ear, I didn't hear increased resolution nor improved stereophonic recreation. It's basically the same with the first and second tests, but I do have to say that they look pretty good and well made, and I got this way cheaper in eBay. I got 2 pairs of these, which is what I use when reviewing speakers. Next, we try out the UK specialist Chord Shawline again with the Monoprice, in which a reviewer said, the enhanced resolution also allowed the ear to separate one later sequence that had Paige singing merrily with a subtle piano right under her voice and a secondary percussion behind her, while the whole lot sat on the lower frequencies of a double bass. Each one of these sonic features could easily be heard, such was the instrumental separation from the chords. But this time, let's try it out with a monoblock age ear. But again, the results are the same and I didn't hear that increased resolution as well. It's either all speakers sound the same in my room or the Monoprice cables are really well made. Finally, let's see if my pure silver cables will make a difference against the Chord Shawline, this time using a Peachtree Audio Nova 300 amp. And despite my hard work building the pure silver cables, it didn't matter at all. No forward brightness or faster clear details, they both sound the same. So based on my testing today, in my room with my gear, the results shout out that speaker cables don't matter. I can also conclude that termination type, whether it's a spade or banana plug, the conductor type, whether it's silver plated copper, pure silver, or pure copper, And the length of the speaker cable, whether one is shorter than the other, they don't matter as well. But again, there's nothing wrong with going for that more expensive cable if you like how it looks. Just remember to max out your gear first and then spend what you like on the cables. And while I certainly like my Zoo Audio Libtecs, they sound just the same as my Monoprice cables, so I probably won't be getting that Kimber Cable 8TC because I've been audibled. Cables matter in looks. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any comments or suggestions, just write them down below. See you in the next video.